So I've been thinking about this a lot lately. This notion of, I don't know what to call it, adventure, a journey of self-discovery. Yeah, I don't know what to call it. I think of the book On the Road by Jack Kerouac. I've never read it. I just have heard a lot about it from different sources, to the point where I get the idea of its context and its power and what it can bring to the reader, I guess, and also part of what the writing was about, and that's kind of that adventure, or that journey, or that just like carefreeness of, I don't know, sometimes I often make this, not joke, but like this thing of like, oh, I'm just gonna go ride the rails for a bit. Like, I don't know, it's something I've been thinking about recently a little more than normal, because every once in a while I'm just like, I think about it, about doing something like that. Be like, man, if I could figure out a way, if I could do the research and take a train from here to Saskatoon, or several trains, or whatever it is, right? From here, from Lethbridge. I'm closer to Saskatoon now than Lethbridge. But anyway, or do something like that, or just like take a train from Saskatoon to Vancouver. Like, I don't know, there's these romantic ideas of this travel and being free and not tethered to any responsibility but yourself. And I definitely romanticize that notion a lot. When I was in Saskatoon, I had like thoughts of like, yeah, that'd be so cool. Like, I've, you know, in art magazines and other literature that I've read or whatever, I just like had that idea of even just, yeah, just like in contemporary times, people still ride trains and travel from place to place. Some of them because they do graffiti on trains, and they like will be like, yeah, I went from here to BC, I went whatever, and I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. Like that sounds so appealing and wonderful in this amazing way. That's just like I said, I don't know, it's this romantic ideal. It just seems fantastic and wonderful and great. And I've thought about, like, I'm too scared to ever do it, and I'm too responsible, or I'm too, and I don't mean responsible right now in like a high and mighty way. I mean, I'm too wedged into my responsibilities, I'm too responsible to my responsibilities, or my lifestyle is just in a certain place where I feel like I can't do that. I don't make the room to do it. I choose not to because of fear and whatever else. Like, there's a lot of reasons. And it's been on my mind a little more recently because there's two people that I know, and one way better than the other. But there's someone in Lethbridge where, like, I just met them through a workplace that I frequent as a customer, and they a merchant, and it's just, you know, this kid, I mean, he's an adult, barely, and just like how he was telling me, like, before he went, he's like, I'm just gonna go to California and bum around. And I was like, what? Like, what are you going there for? He's like, I'm just gonna bum around, I'm just gonna, I don't know. And I was like, that's okay, that's amazing. Like, at first I was like, what? Like, what are you thinking? Like, what does it even mean? And really, like, quickly, immediately after, I was like, okay, like, that actually sounds sick. Like, and then I started assuming, like, you know, he saved a bunch of money up, and he's gonna go, and like, he's not gonna be homeless, he's not gonna, like, you know, he's not gonna sleep on the street, right? He's gonna find a place to live, or like go from like motel to motel, or I don't know. But I'm just like, that's an adventure. Like, that's a wonderful, beautiful time for that. Like, when you're in your late teens, like, that's perfect, you know? He did a year of university, and then he's like, I'm gonna go do this now. And I'm just like, man, I wish that I took, like, some people like take a gap year. Like, I couldn't really save money during high school to do anything with that money, but it also wasn't an idea that appealed to me at the time either. Like, I'm gonna take a gap year and travel. Like, I don't know. The traveling bug and stuff like that never really bit me. There's places I'd like to go, but even now as an adult, saving money to go and travel outside of Canada for many reasons isn't something that I think about a lot. Or just like, I'm gonna go backpacking through Asia, or I don't know, that doesn't really appeal to me even now. But there's places I want to go just because they have a rich cultural history that I want to take part in, to add to take from, to be influenced by. I think like the ultimate trip for me would be like to do an artist residency somewhere. I mean, places like Italy, Spain. I really like areas in like the Netherlands, so like Finland, and I don't know, like, there's so many places that it would be so sick to go. Rich history that I enjoy of visual art, of poetry, this is a lot of in Europe for me that I really like. But I mean, other places would be cool too, like going to Japan would be sick. But anyway, it's just been on my mind of more of like the solitary, like I'm going alone to go on this adventure, this journey, and just like, I don't know when I'm coming back, you know, like that's a thing too. And I've had friends like, I'm just going to Australia, I don't know when I'm going to be back. I mean, they get work visas and stuff like that, and they work while they're there, but even that's like still this adventure of just like, it's not like I've always been so focused on like, this is what I want to do. I want to go to school, and I want to go, and after school I got this career and this and this and that. But I am more uptight, right? Like I am more uptight, I'm more organized, and anxiety like forces me to kind of like need to plan a lot of things. And I'm so conscious of the fact like I can't just pick up and leave. I got rent to pay. Like so it's something that I would have to plan for. I'd have to plan to go and be spontaneous. I'd have to plan for an adventure. To not know when I'm going to come back seems like way too overwhelming of an idea. But that's a real freedom there to be like, I don't know when I don't know. Like, it's just so, I don't know, it's beautiful and wonderful and appealing. And now like I've got a friend who's, you know, got his motorcycle, and he's planning on just he wants to try and be a little self-sustaining for, I think it's like a month or 2 months, I don't remember exactly. Maybe it's the whole summer before he starts this other job. He just wants to like catch fish and do this and that and the other thing and stay outside, and like, I don't know all the details yet, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it when we hang out here in a couple days. But I mean, I don't know, it's just this beautiful idea that I'm like, let's say I get a teaching job, let's say when I get a teaching job this fall, I mean, like, I could work for that year and I could save up, and then like I would go for the summer, I would go do something, right? But I feel like I really need that safety net of like, I have money to go and travel, and like, it would be, and maybe it's because it's the polar opposite of what I feel I need for my anxiety. Like, maybe that's why it's also romantic and appealing to just abandon all your responsibilities to anyone or anything and just be like, I'm going and I don't know when I'm coming back. But at the same time, I'm also like, that romantic idea is rooted in like media, exposure to certain media, where it's like, yeah, they just leave and they take trains, or they walk and they hitchhike, and they, you know, I mean, even if they don't go on trains illegally, they take a legal train ticket, or they, I don't know, it's usually like a more stripped down technological experience. It's usually not like, yeah, they flew over to here and then they stayed in a nice hotel and had a nice shower and then they went, like, you know. But I feel like that's like so much of what I need for, I can't just leave with nothing but a backpack like that. I'm like, I'd be dirty and sweaty and smelly and gross. Like, the hygiene aspect of it, like, that is even a thing that I can't get over. Like, I mean, even if I'm really like, okay, I've got the money for the summer to just go, like, I just have my debit card on me and a backpack or something, and I just go and I hitchhike around Canada or something, even like that, that's relatively safe to do. I mean, I would just be like, where, like, I would spend money on like hotels and junk. Like, where would I stay? I don't want to sleep outside. I don't want to, like, I don't know. There's just, you could just like take it as like, oh, you know, different people have different things that they, you know, that they're different limits, different interests, whatever, like just different things that they're willing to do or not do. And it could just be that, but I mean, like, there's that idea of that being this really romantic thing, like, I don't know, gesture to yourself, this idea of going on this adventure and learning about yourself and having an experience, like having an experience to learn and grow from, and just to like have fun, just like, I don't know, like an adventure. I keep saying, like, it's an adventure. It's not an adventure with a goal, though. It's not like we're going to go, not like some Indiana Jones stuff, right? Like, not that type of adventure to go find some lost treasure other than yourself. And I think maybe a lot of people don't even have that strong intention. It's just like, yeah, I just want to go, so I'm going. I'm like, man, I envy that so much. And I part of me is like, maybe I can never get to that place where that's me and I do that thing. But maybe I could do something like it. Like I said, I could save up money, and in the summer, instead of just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Vancouver and that'll be like what I save money for, and I'll be there for like a week or something. Like I love doing that too. Like that's something I want to do every year almost. I love that place. But maybe it's like, oh yeah, I start in Vancouver and then I do whatever. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll just drive. Like, I don't know. Again, for some reason, it's just like, sometimes I get stuck on an idea, and if I can't fulfill it the way that I feel like it's been romanticized for me, or if I can't fulfill it in this certain way, then I'm like, well, I'm just not going to do it then. That's not the same thing anymore, so I'm just not going to do it. If I drive, if I take my car, like, I don't know, if I took like a real beat up van or something, then it would be like, this is an adventure now, and like, who knows what'll happen, and I'll sleep in my van. Like, that would be, I would rather sleep in my van, you know, or something like that. I don't have a van, but if I did, you know, I would, you know, and there's like someone that I went to university with, they like converted a school bus into, you know, a living situation with like generators and stuff, and like they went on this like a snowboard skiing trip, mountain winter trip, and like they had their dog with them. I don't know, it was just like, that's some like into the wild type stuff in a way, except he's got a vehicle, and just like, I don't know, it's so appealing, and also can be dangerous, and for some people that might be part of the appeal. I think another reason that I've been thinking about it more and more is because I'm spending so much more time outside, just on my bike or walking or whatever, and just being in Lethbridge and being in that more rural area, but it's not like Saskatchewan rural, just like flat. I mean, it's still the prairies. Like around there, you've still got like just fields of nothing, like weedus and grass, and there's not much canola out there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that we've got coulees and stuff that I'm just like, oh wow, like I don't know. It's just, again, it's just a romantic idea that I really feel like, man, I wish I did that when I was younger. And just because I didn't do it when I was younger doesn't mean I can't do it now. Like, I feel like in some ways I can maybe appreciate it more now than I could before, but I also am not as carefree and can't let go of certain things as much as I could have then, right? So, I don't know. It's never too late to like go and do stuff like that, but it's, yeah, it's something. It's a thing to think about. It's a thing that I want to do in some aspect. I don't know what that aspect is. Like, I don't know how to do it in a way that I feel comfortable and safe. But then again, what's the point of doing it if I'm comfortable and safe? Like, is that really the point? You know, like, it's just like, why not? Because then it's just a vacation. Because that's kind of what going to Vancouver is for me. It's not an adventure, it's a vacation. There we go. That's the separation. I don't want to just go on vacation. I want to go on an adventure. And I don't know how to do that right now in a way that I feel like I would actually do it. Like, I don't want to kid around and like, I don't want to kid myself and say like, oh yeah, I'll totally do this, because I'm just not like that. For the most part, I don't know. I know my limits. I know how far I can push myself and what I'm comfortable with and stuff like that. Like, for the most part, I really know that stuff about me, and I know myself. So I don't want to say that like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this, that, and the other thing just because it's a great idea and it would be a lot of fun and whatever, but I know how much work it would take for me to abandon so much responsibility and to actually feel free. I think part of it was on my mind too, because the anxiety book that I had read, First We Make the Beast Beautiful, the author like says like, you know, they have a really difficult time staying in one place, and I feel like the opposite. Like, I like to have like a home. I don't like staying away from that home for more than a week. I get really anxious if I'm away from there, but that's also because I have so many physical objects and things, and it's like separating myself from that would be good too. I don't know, like even camping, like I don't know. Now the more I talk about it, like fleshing out this idea of like having a van to like sleep in or something, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know how soon I would do something like this if I ever did, what it would look like. I guess that's what I'm kind of figuring out right now, what that could possibly look like. But I'm envious. I'm proud of people that do it, and really just, yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be such a rich experience to draw from creatively as well. I mean, to me, like art and life are just so tied together as the same thing that like I'm getting influence from life in order to create art, whether it's writing words or taking pictures or creating visual art, because I'm using either it's me filtering maybe social commentary, but it's obviously filtered through my lens, or it's just like my personal feelings about myself or others, or I don't know. I'm really rambling now, but again, it's just this beautiful idea that I am romanticizing more and more and more, because the idea is on my mind more and more and more. And maybe because, like, here we are the day after my birthday, I feel like I've been having a midlife crisis for years already. Or let's just call it an existential crisis, especially this past year, thinking about legacy and mortality so much. And that's still a thing that I think about and feel, and so maybe that's why it's also on my mind more, just being like, and it's not like the really cliche midlife crisis that a man or a husband or whatever is painted as, like, got to get away from the wife and the kids, and you know, you get a divorce and get a sports car and go out with girls that are 30 years younger than you or something. Midlife? Well, maybe let's say 20 years younger. That'd be, anyway. The point is, there's part of me that feels that way a little. Maybe that's why. I'm trying to dissect all the reasons why I feel this way right now. But it's just cool. Like, I don't know. Who doesn't want to go on an adventure? Like, I don't sometimes, because I'm too focused on is it going to be safe? Am I going to be okay? When will I come home? How do I go about doing this thing? What is the thing I'm going to do? Like, how will I shower? Ugh. If anything, it gets me thinking about it to a point where I might, like, I mentally start planning what would that look like for me? What would I want to do? And then now I can start creating a plan to a degree. So, glad we talked about this.